Good morning, you guys. Guess what time it is? Yep, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I am up making cornbread dressing. Yep, it's quite early to be up cooking, but this girl's got a lot to do, so I'm starting with cornbread dressing. And here I've got my homemade cornbread, and I'm breaking it up in the bowl. And this is just regular cornmeal cornbread. And to that, I'm going to go ahead and grab my bag of Pepperidge Farm herb seasoned classic stuffing. I love this stuff. It already has the herbs in it, and I just add it right to the bowl with the cornbread. And I'm trying to show you that it is a 12-ounce bag of stuffing, but you couldn't really see it, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up and put it right here in this bowl. So let's go ahead and open it up and pour it right in. Since I had so much to do, I had to wrap this up in bits and pieces of my morning routine for Thanksgiving. And right here is my ingredients for my cornbread dressing. All you have to do is just pause the video, and that's what I have in my cornbread dressing. Now, as you see here, I'm going to go ahead and mix up my cornbread dressing. I have some onion, some celery, I have 3 eggs, stuffing, and cornbread. And what I'm going to do next is season it up. I do have some ground sage that I put in this mixture. And then next, I'm going to go ahead and grab my turkey drippings. And as you see, I'm pouring it into my dressing, and I'm working with clean hands and pouring it in and working it through the cornbread dressing. Now, you don't want your cornbread dressing being too dry, and you don't want it being too wet. If it's too wet, it gets gummy, and if it's dry, it turns out hard. So you want to make sure you have just the right amount of moisture in your cornbread dressing. And I'm sure some of you use regular chicken broth for your cornbread dressing. I do that too, and sometimes I mix them together, a little of the chicken broth and a little of turkey drippings. And since I didn't get to show everything I made today, here is a list of everything that was on my Thanksgiving menu. Okay, now I'm going to add one last thing to my dressing. I'm going to go ahead and grab my boiled eggs. I boiled 2 eggs to put into my dressing. I don't know if y'all put this in y'all's dressing, but every year I put at least 2 boiled eggs in with my dressing. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Comment down below and let me know what is your favorite dish out of Thanksgiving dinner. And as always, I will have all my ingredients and all their measurements down below. Okay guys, I've got the eggs all down in my stuffing, and now she's ready to put in the baking dish. And here I've gone ahead and sprayed my baking dish with nonstick spray, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay her down inside the dish. So let's go ahead and put her aside and work on our turkey. Okay guys, I've got my softened butter. This is 1 stick of butter, and I put it in a bowl and mashed it up. And I'm going to start putting in some seasonings in with this butter, because all this butter is going on my turkey. So I'm going to go ahead and take this fork out of here, and we're going to start putting in some salt. I put in some onion powder, some garlic salt, and the last thing that I'm going to put in here with this is the pepper. And now I'm going to go ahead and put in my thyme. Now I only put in a few sprigs at a time. I just grabbed some out. I didn't really measure anything. I just threw it in the butter. And you want a really good, tasteful turkey. You don't want nothing bland. So I just grabbed a handful and started putting all the little bristles inside the butter. So far I've got butter, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and thyme. Leave me a comment down below and let me know how you season up your Thanksgiving turkey. Okay, we're almost done putting the thyme in. We just have a last few minute sprigs here. And now I'm going to be adding the last ingredient, which is my rosemary sprigs. And it's fresh rosemary. So I'm going to go ahead and start breaking this up into the butter so we can season our turkey. Okay, we're just about done. So I'm going to go ahead and give her a mix. I'm going to mix all of this together, make sure it's well incorporated with each other, and then we're going to go ahead and start on our turkey. Okay, y'all, it's time to start prepping this big old butterball turkey. And this is what we're all going to look like come the next day after Thanksgiving. Bloated and fat. Because we have so much food, it's ridiculous. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and take all this wrapping off of this turkey. And go get my scissors there, open her up, and take her out of the package. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash her under some water because we have to clean her up. We got to take all the contents out of the turkey, which is the neck, the liver, the entire bag of giblet liver. You know the routine. So we're going to go ahead and wash her up underwater and get her cleaned up and ready to season. You know, I was just sitting here thinking about, by the show of comments, how many people have forgotten to take the neck and the bag of liver, heart, and giblet out of the turkey and put their turkey in the oven and cooked it with the turkey. I think I know somebody who did that, and it wasn't me. Okay guys, to make it easier, I have gone ahead and prepped my sink for my turkey. I leave her in the sink for the salt and pepper because it will get everywhere. So I sanitize my sink. I'm going to leave her in there, and I'm going to grab my salt, and I'm going to start putting salt all over her. And then I'm going to do the same with my pepper on both sides. But I'm going to do the front side and the sides here, the top and the bottom, and cover her with black pepper. And we're going to transfer her from the sink onto my cutting board, and we're going to start working with our herb butter. Okay, y'all, I've got her on top of my cutting board, and I'm going to arrange her where you can see what I'm doing with the seasoning. I'm going to turn her over, and since I don't have much seasoning on the top side, I'm going to go ahead and season her with the pepper and the salt and get her well coated with that on the breast side, and then we're going to start stuffing her with butter. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and turn her around here where you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to loosen up the skin away from the breast meat, and you just stick your hand in there and loosen up the membrane that holds the skin to the breast meat, and go as far back as you can. I went ahead and grabbed me a knife to help out with that process because I just couldn't get it apart. So loosen it up as far back as you can, and we're going to take the butter and go as far back as we can when we stuff it with the butter. Okay, we're ready to stuff her with this butter here. So let's go all the way back to the back of the breast meat. We're going to press the butter down and rub it all the way around, getting it all over the skin and the meat. And this is going to help keep it juicy while it's cooking. So use your hands and pat it down and spread it out as much as you can, getting it all over the meat and the skin. And then also, after we get done stuffing the turkey with it underneath the skin, we're going to go ahead and spread it out all over the top of the turkey. Okay, so now I'm just coming to the front and rubbing it all over the skin at the front. And this is going to give it a good brown color too when it's in the oven. So after stuffing underneath the skin, just rub it all over the wings, all over the legs, all over the bottom of the turkey until you get it all covered. Okay guys, I'm going to give you all just a little bit of a closer look of what she looks like. Now this is a 14-pound turkey. I didn't need anything really big this year, so this is going to work out just perfect. And now I'm going to season her with more garlic salt all over, even on the inside. Nice and coat everything. You want it all over your turkey because you do not want a bland turkey. Then I'm going to go ahead and put some onion powder on her. And last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more of the black pepper on. Okay guys, looks about ready to me. Let's go ahead and go put her in the roasting pan. And there she is. I'm going to put her in the oven at 300 degrees and cook her slow. Okay, now that my bird is in the oven cooking nice and slow, I've got my pot here, and I am going to go ahead and start making my contents for the giblet gravy. And so I'm going to go ahead and bring over my neck, my liver, heart, and everything that comes in that bag, and I'm going to put it right here in this pot and boil it until it gets done. And this will be my giblet gravy. Okay, now that I've got my giblet, heart, and liver in, I'm going to go ahead and grab the neck and put that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my pan and go over to the sink and fill her with water. Okay, she's all ready to cook, and when she's done, I'll chop her up and make my giblet gravy. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and season her up with some salt and pepper and get her cooking. Okay, just to let y'all see, here is my Thanksgiving turkey, all nice and done and roasted slow in the oven, and she was delicious. And I hope y'all try out my herb butter, because she sure was a hit at my Thanksgiving dinner. And there is my dressing waiting to be popped into the oven. And let me go ahead and show you what else I got cooking on this oven. There is my potatoes for mashed potatoes. There's my turkey gravy. There's my green bean casserole. There's my giblet gravy. And over here, I have sweet potato casserole. Oh my goodness, y'all. And over here, I am toasting up some rolls. And before we go, let me turn around and show you my cornbread dressing, and last but not least, my ham. My husband is over here taking all the pineapples off and cutting us up some ham. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I love you, and be blessed. Bye-bye.